Hello everyone, I am Crodothrin and welcome to episode 14 of my Minecraft Let's Play series. Last episode we did some terraforming to try and hide our hidden village a little better from potential hostiles. There was an incident with pillagers. This episode I'm going back into technical building and I'm going to set up a fully automated 5-tier auto farm system with a single collection chest system. This farm will collect cactus, bamboo, sugarcane, pumpkin, and melon. It will automatically harvest all of these and send them to a central collection chest. So let's get started. Now the pit is dug. Let's take a really close look at the foundation. Can't believe I did that. Ouch. Okay, so now that we're down here, this is going to be our collection chamber. This pit, this little trench at the end of the pit, we have soul sand right here with an ice block in front of it, and then glass covering the rest of the trench except for the hole right at the very end there. That's going to be the collection area, and then everything will be sent up through a water column to the top of the pit. The reason I dug it out the way I did is so that I can easily empty or fill the entire collection area. It's starting to get dark here, so let's get this in here. So if you line it up right here, this block in the corner, all it takes is one bucket of water to fill the entire collection system. As you can see, everything rolls down. All the currents are pushing it straight into this corner. I put a sign on the wall there so that last bit of water is blocked, and everything should drop straight into there and then get flushed straight into the water bubble vader. And it's getting dark, so let me take a quick nap here. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Once everything's in, there's going to be an elevator or a bubble vader going all the way up to the top. And that'll be it. And the best part is if I ever need to drain it for any reason, all I have to do is collect that one block of water. And everything goes dry. So let's start the actual build. Now that the cactus system is in, we're going to set up the collection system for the next 2 tiers. This is going to be for the bamboo. Need to set up 6 blocks of glass. I like to use the black stained glass. It just looks nicer, unless it needs to be a solid block. So right here, we've got a dropper facing into the water column. We're going to put right behind it one comparator, and then a repeater off of that, and then we'll bring redstone around the side, and we'll throw a target block right in here. And that's pretty much the entire circuit. As soon as anything goes into the dropper, it'll power itself and spit it into the water column. Let's test that with some cactus. And there that goes, and spits into the water column, which hands it right back to me. So now we need to extend the hopper feed line. So I need to come out a couple of blocks, and then we'll go 2 blocks to either direction from that. And then we'll run minecart rails over the top of those. And that takes care of the next 2 farms. So we've got bamboo on the bottom, sugarcane on the top. So I consider it 1 tier, but it's actually 2 farms, so 2 levels. The 2 are identical, except the upper level, let me get down here, has waterlogged roots between the dirt blocks that provides hydration for the sugarcane. It won't grow without it. Bamboo doesn't need it, but if I ever decide to swap them out, I can't imagine I'd need that much sugarcane, but I can put waterlogged roots right in here, and that'll take care of it. So this is what powers the system. Turn that on, give the minecart here a little bit of a shove. Let me get over here. Make sure everything's, so that's all pretty full. It's going to be a bit of a bang when it first comes around. But give this a little shove, and then we're going to jump over here so we can see it. As soon as it hits the trigger, it's going to activate all the pistons. There you go. So that's all the pistons on all levels, actually. So as soon as the minecart comes around, you'll see it hit this activator rail, or detector rail, and that's what triggers the system. We'll take a closer look at that in a second, but here's the actual collection system. Minecart passes over these hoppers. They collect the goodies, send it into the dropper, which pushes them up the system. I've got the same thing set up on the level above. Let's see, how do I get over here? Alright, so over here, this is the detector rail that activates all the pistons in the farm. It takes about 14 seconds for it to complete one cycle, and it sends a signal into here, swapping the polarity on all the redstone torches. So the ones that are normally off turn on for just a second, just like that. And that triggers the pistons just long enough to harvest all the crops. And then it goes back to normal. And I can extend that as far up as I need to. So to activate the upper level, which I apparently forgot to do, is we just do the same thing. And then that will start the collection process for all the sugarcane. And as you can see, currently, it's just shooting it up into the air. Makes a nice little fountain. But to turn the whole thing off, all I have to do is come over here. This is the bottom one by the bamboo. As soon as it finishes its cycle, it hits the powered rail that doesn't have power. and that turns it off. It's actually got quite a bit in it. It's going to take it a little bit to unload all that, but we're going to turn it back off now while we're building the next level. So next on the list is pumpkins, so let's get started. So here it is, the full 5-item, fully automated farm. As you can see, everything shoots into the water, gets run up the layer. This is a little different than the ones below. No mine carts here. Everything is running off of water and currently being collected in these 2 chests. This is expandable. Well, that's it. We're almost at the end. I do want to do one quick walkthrough and make sure I've got everything covered. I did notice there were a couple of things that needed touching up. Right here, for instance, because the melons actually spawn on the outside edges. Every now and then when the pistons break them, instead of hitting the water and going straight back, they will fly a little bit off to the side. So I'm going to, oh, no, I gotta move these guys first, and I can put a couple of these in here, and that should solve that problem. And lastly, down here, I was thinking, looking at this would make an amazing space for an iron farm if I just lowered it another 3 blocks. Of course, I'd have to lower all of it. That's not too much of a problem. I have to bring this down 3 blocks as well. But we could do this as an iron farm and put some villagers underneath. Something I'll look into for the next episode. So definitely in the next episode, I am going to be building a sorting system. This is going to go up another probably about 10 blocks. And I'll run it across some sorters and then run each item into its own storage silo with a shulker loader at the bottom. And then I've got an idea for a diverter on the bamboo that'll bring it over here. And I'm going to do a super smelter with a blacksmith shop. Put some armorers, toolsmiths, and weaponsmiths in there. And I think that'll look pretty cool. And then, of course, I got to build an actual shell around it. But I think that's going to be it for now. So that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed the build. If you have any suggestions or questions, please let me know in the comments. And as always, if you got this far, please leave a like and subscribe to see more. Until next episode, goodbye.